Howdy folks, Craig here from Stirling. Today we're going to go through 15 proven effective static ad hooks and angles that are going to drive traffic through to your store and convert to sales. Let's get stuck in. Our first angle is identity. Now identity is all about creating ads that feature who your customer is or who they aspire to be, and then positioning your product within their aspirational ideal world. So for example, here we have the product is a speaker, and the identity, the aspirational world is these lovely folks, camping by the lake. They've got the product there, they're loving life. And this is a really strong hook in regards to selling products because it positions your product within an aspirational or an ideal identity that your customer is or wants to be. We have objection handling. So this is all about addressing the number one reason someone would hesitate to try or buy your product and neutralizing it within the copy. So for example, here we have a hair wax. Some people may have had bad experiences with a hair wax and they may have found it sticky. So you ask that question up the top, which is the objection, and then you neutralize it with, the copy saying no gunk, strong hold, natural finish, easy wash out. So this is all about addressing objections, common objections your customers may have with your product. Another great hook, another great angle framework for your static ads. Use case. So this is all about showing your product in action. So where is your product living in your customer's world? So for example, this one shows the product, which is a drink bottle sitting in a cup holder. The customer may already have this scenario, they may want this scenario, but it's a great example of showing your product in situation being used, and it lets people understand your product and picture it within their world. Us versus them, another great angle framework hook. And it's all about basically taking your product and comparing it against an old way or the competition. Of course, on the left-hand side with these wrist straps is our product, and then on the right is the crappy product. And down on the left, you list all the reasons why our product is better than their product. These are really powerful. They get lots of traction and they show the product benefits. Us versus them, great angle. Social proof. We all know about social proof. You can use it in your ads. Ratings, customer testimonials, big metrics. How many units has your product sold? Customer testimonials, ratings on Trustpilot or Amazon. Use social proof in your ads. Obviously the product is featured in there as well. Before and after, a classic, still gets traction, still a great angle to use for your product ads. As you can see up the top here, we have a dirty oven, the before state. Underneath we have a nice clean oven, and within that we can see the product pictured. So before, after. Another typical format is the weight loss ones, before and after weight loss or training. But with products, you can still show those two states, before and after. Timeless, great hook for your static ads. The mistake. So what you do is you call out a common mistake that your customer may be doing unknowingly or on purpose, and you show them what they're doing wrong, and then you show them what they should be doing or the right way which involves your product. In this particular instance, we have the guy with this big beard, and he really shouldn't be using a disposable razor. He should be using this awesome beard hedger, as we can see with our guy on the right. Great example, strong hook, gets clicks. Love this one. So this one is all about calling out a key ingredient or material, the special thing that is used in your product, and using it for trust and credibility. So for example, here we have a big zoom in on some aloe vera plant there, and that happens to be a key ingredient, a special ingredient in this particular hand and body wash. So these work great for statics. You can really zoom in and list that key ingredient, material that features within your product, and it gives your customers something to think about, consider about your product that makes it special. Speed and ease. This is just about calling out the simplicity, the speed, and how effortless your product is. So for example, here we have a whitening mouthwash. So nice big product shot, whiter teeth in one simple step. Nice and clear, shows me how quick and easy, one simple step to get the result from this product. Great angle, great hook, and will always work. Problem agitate. An oldie but a goodie, and can absolutely be used in static ads. So here we can see we're calling out a specific pain point, which is dry hands. You show that pain point, you agitate it with this visual of our dry hands, our crusty hands. And then within the frame, we show the solution, which is our hand and body wash, which is obviously moisturized, and it is the solution to that problem. Great hook, shows the pain up front, agitates it with copy and visual, and then places your product as a solution within the frame as the cure. One big benefit. These are great. This one is awesome. Keeps drinks cold all day. A copy-driven ad with a product shot. Just call out one big benefit to using your product. Use it in a copy, make it really bold, a nice product shot in there. Shows people what your product is all about and drives them through to your store. A choice simplifier angle. So what we're doing here is we're showing our customers that we understand there's so much choice out there. And as you can see in the background here, we've got all these crappy water bottles. There's so many water bottles on the market, and they're sort of blurred out. And then what you do is you feature your product in the foreground, front and center, saying, don't worry about the other ones. This is the one you want. Choice simplifier. Use that in your static ads and you'll get traction. Pain point gone. This is a really fun copy-based angle as well. So what we do in the instance here, we have some earplugs. So the pain point, which is unwanted noise, gone. So that's basically a really nice simple play on copy. Call out the pain and then say gone, and then show your product there. Really great example of a copy driven ad, really strong, and basically it can work for any particular pain point. And then you just add gone to the end of it and obviously include your product. 3 reasons why. A nice straightforward one here. Just list the 3 reasons why people should try or buy your product. For example, here we have 3 reasons to try this portable Bluetooth speaker. It plays anywhere, clear, powerful sound. The battery lasts all day long. with music. Feature your product in there as well, but it just gives you a nice breakdown of 3 reasons why people should be using your product and clicking through to buy it. Last one is a bit of fun. This is some reverse psychology here. So the framework is basically saying, do not buy your product unless you want dream outcome. So for example, here we're using AG1. So don't buy AG1 unless you love feeling amazing all day. Again, really strong product-driven static ad here. And this can work with any particular product, and it takes people off guard. Don't buy it, or what's happening here, unless you want to feel amazing. Great example of a copy-driven, bit of reverse psychology there. That is our 15 examples. I hope you enjoyed them. And remember, you can access all of these ad angles via Stirling, trystirling.com, and Stirling will create all of these ad angles for you automatically just by placing in your product URL into Stirling. It will generate all 15 of these ad angles in a number of minutes. I'll see you guys in the next one.